I built an online training program that trained over 250 athletes, helped a bunch of guys play D1 college baseball, helped high school guys commit to D1 colleges, helped college guys get drafted. And in this video, I'm going to show you everything that I've learned about training athletes online, because most people out there think that online training is either a scam or that it doesn't work, or they're just confused. They really, really want to do it. So if you really want to do online training and actually keep your level of service high to your athletes, then this video is for you. I'm out here in New York right now. If this is your first time, my name is Nick. I run an online consulting company teaching sports coaches how to reach more athletes by leveraging online training and social media. So if you want more information about my program, you can go ahead and check out the main video pinned to my channel. But in this video, I'm going to be giving you guys a little bit of a TED Talk here. I'm going to put my phone down. Making sure we're actually in a good spot. So, like I said, in this video, I'm going to be talking about how I was able to train over 250 athletes online. If you want to know more about marketing, you want to know more about sales, that's not what this video is going to be. This video is going to be all about how you can actually get results from your online athletes, because so many people think that online training doesn't work. And to me, I'm kind of laughing because like I learned everything that I know over the internet, right? And in my career, for those of you guys that don't know, played at 3 Division I schools, Notre Dame, South Carolina, Southern Illinois, broke a school home run record at Southern Illinois, played at San Jac, which is one of the best junior colleges in the country for baseball, played 10 days of professional baseball, blah, 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 right? So I actually was a really, really good player. And what I learned is that, you know, you can learn everything that you need to know through the internet. And so that's why I've created this business now. And it's why I was so passionate about doing online training, because, you know, 17-year-old me didn't really have direct access to people that really, really knew what they were doing or how to help me, just to be blunt, right? And if I did, I couldn't see them enough, right? I would just see them once a week, or maybe they were my travel coach, and I would only see them on the weekends, because that's how, you know, tournament teams are. You only see your coaches on the weekends because you only play, you don't practice. And I really needed somebody to help me out. And so, you know, when I was building my online training program, I thought, how can I create an experience for these guys that me as an athlete would have died for, would have done anything for? And so what I learned is that you can actually provide a way higher level of service for your athletes by doing online training than you can in person, right? And I'm not saying that in-person lessons are a waste of time, or that if you're doing in-person lessons right now and that's how you put food on the table, to stop doing them. That is not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that you can help athletes out a ton through online training. You just have to know how to do it. So if you're watching this video and you're like, online training doesn't work, it's a scam, I can never get athletes better through online training, go ahead, keep telling yourself that while everybody else figures out how to do it and adapts, you know, helps out more athletes, helps out their current athletes more, and makes way more money. And you can keep putting those mental chains on yourself. But if that's not you, and you're actually willing to learn and adapt to the times, I mean, it's 2024. I'm 26 years old. I get to travel wherever I want, make money off my phone, off my computer, whatever, because I figured out how to adapt to the real world. And so you're probably sitting there thinking, Nick, how did you create this online program? Well, look, this is exactly what I did. And this is what I teach people in my program, right? Is number one, if you're just starting out, hopefully you have some in-person athletes. The best thing that you can do is transition them to a hybrid program, right? And so what I mean by a hybrid program is you want to take your in-person athletes and think, on the days that we are not together, what else do they need to be doing? So if you're a baseball coach, right? Primarily, most of my clients are baseball coaches, just because I was a baseball guy. I feel like they resonate with me more. But, you know, I tell my, you know, football coaches, my soccer coaches, the same thing. If your athletes needed to do something, and they do, when you guys aren't together, what would those things be, right? So for example, you're giving one lesson a week to your athletes for 1 hour. What are they doing those other 6 days? What do they need to be doing those other 6 days? It's probably different for each athlete, right? And so, like, let's say you have 10 athletes, maybe try and get like 3, 4, 5 guys into a hybrid program. And so how to sell it, I'll get to that in a minute, right? But how to build it, this is what you do. You pick one athlete and you go, okay, what does this athlete need to be doing when we are not together, right? And so, for example, let's say you're a hitting coach in baseball and you're giving guys an hour lesson. For the other 6 days, you'll build them out a BP routine, a front toss routine, things like that, just like what to do every single day. And then if you know how to work out, right, maybe you give them a strength program to do that, like when you're not there, right? Because that's pretty common, right? Ex-baseball players or ex-college players or ex-pro players or whatever probably know more about the game than just the overall skill work. And if you're a lot stronger than your athletes, you're pretty qualified to be able to help them out. You don't necessarily need a bunch of certifications. You just need to actually care and be comfortable enough giving your information to somebody else. So with that being said, what you can do is like give somebody, the lesson one time a week, and then the other 6 days, you build out a program for them to do, and you just go week by week, because to think that it's going to be perfect right off the rip is actually asinine, right? Do not let your need to be perfect hold you back from doing this, because your athletes will love it. So for example, if I was a hitting coach, I'd be like, okay, Johnny, let's work once a week. And then, let's say we work on Monday. On Tuesday, you're going to do 3 sets of 5 of this drill, 3 sets of 5 of this drill, 3 sets of 5 of this drill. You're going to send me video and you're going to upload it into our training app, right? And that brings me into my second point, where you need a training app. But I'll finish my first point here, right? They'll upload the video, you make it a requirement, and you say, message me when you're done with it and how you felt and the progress that you made, okay? Then you can give them a strength program if you want. You can give them nutrition advice if you want, if you know about that, whatever, okay? But think about, if I could only help one player achieve his or her highest goal, okay, what would I provide to them? And build that for your in-person athletes, okay? And so once you have that built out for 1 week, you do it with like 2, 3, 4, 5 athletes, you get feedback from them. And you ask them, how was it? What did you think? What could we make better, right? And as you continue to give them more and more and more value and more information, and you get more feedback, you can document this entire process, okay? So let's say you give somebody a set of drills and exercises for the weight room. You should make videos of every single one of those things and then put it in storage, right? Either store it on YouTube or your computer or wherever you're gonna host it. You can use a training app. This part doesn't matter, right? These little details don't matter, but you want to document. And this goes into number 2, right? Have some sort of place where you can hold onto it. You want to create an asset library of every drill, exercise, routine, everything like that you have in your mind, because you probably know so much about whatever it is that you coach, and you need to document all that in order to deliver that to somebody, because it's not about giving the perfect program to the first person you deliver. It's about building out the program and building out the processes and systems and the assets in order for the program to continue to get better over time, right? Because let's say you're, 30 years old and you're a coach right now, you're probably going to be coaching people for like the next 20 years. So think about, if you started today, how good your library would be in 20 years. Because online training is only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So you might as well start today, right now, okay? So that's number 2. Document what you're giving to these players, okay? And then number 3, once you have a rough idea of what people need to do, because as a coach, you probably have principles of what you want guys to do. Once you have enough of, let's say you send like 5, 10 people through your hybrid program, that's when you can start to put together a rough template of what an online program would look like, okay? But you can see here that I never said build out an entire program and then sell it to one person, right? Because the beauty of the internet is you can actually create very custom programs to each individual athlete. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. You can create very custom programs to each individual athlete, okay? And so most people think that they need to just build out one program and boom, this is the program that I give everybody. The problem with that is that you're not really going to get results. People are going to be pissed because they're going to be like, oh, this isn't customized to me. Everybody wants customized. Everybody wants customized. You can either complain about it or you can solve the problem. I prefer to solve problems rather than complain about them, okay? So what you're going to want to do is start building out a rough template of what the problems that you're getting and how you're solving them over and over and over again, right? Because if you've done it enough times, you're probably running into the same things over and over and over again, right? You can start building out a rough template to that way, once you start to learn how to market and sell your online training program to strangers or even new athletes coming in person, you can provide them with that program right off the rip and then tweak it to their needs. So that way you're not having to build a custom program every single time. Okay, but you can only earn the template after you've actually worked with athletes, custom, one-on-one, figuring out what are the things that they actually need. Because if you're not giving people what they actually need and you're just giving them a program, you're actually a scammer, right? You're actually a scammer because you're not delivering to people what they need. It's okay if you have a rough template and then change it a little bit based on what each person needs. Because let's be honest, like as a coach, you probably understand that athletes just need to do something consistently and they'll get better. So if you can do that, it's a huge win, okay? But building out an online program doesn't need to be any harder than that. I teach my coaches to go maybe a little bit more in depth where you can build out like informational modules, right? That would be maybe number 4, where you can build out informational modules. So like, for example, if you're a hitting coach and you want to explain in-depth concepts about how to hit a certain pitch, then you can make one long video explaining that. That way you can educate to your athletes a little bit more. Like if you're a football coach and you help wide receivers, you can make a video talking about how, like, you know, your favorite wide receiver, like Justin Jefferson, how he runs routes and how he, you know, takes angles and how he plays certain balls in the air, right? This doesn't have to be just for baseball coaches or whatever. These are just examples that I'm giving you so that way you can try and apply it on your own, right? And so obviously I have a program. If you are a coach and you want help implementing that, actually building out your online training program instead of trying to figure it out on your own, then go ahead, book in a call with me down below. I've worked with over 70 coaches by now. I think it's 80 actually. Worked with over 80 coaches maybe. Helped, you know, at least a dozen guys hit 10K a month from scratch from online training. Some guys have helped hit 20K a month, you know, doing the online training or doing the hybrid model that I just explained. So if you're a coach and you want to learn how you can actually build an online program, how you can actually market it, how you can sell it, how you can grow on social media, book in a call with me down below. Your other option is to take what I just gave you for free. I give away the farm on YouTube now because I decided I got to actually educate you and I want to help as much as possible. So if you want to take the information, go ahead, do it for free. But if you want help implementing it, you know where to find me. Book in a call down below. I appreciate y'all. Have a great day. Peace.